Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. I have two brandies. This one is from, they're both 40% alcohol, and this one is from France. It's called Raynal Brandy Difference. Rare old French brandy. Well, it is rare in Louisiana. I mean, you'll see it here or there in some specialty stores, I guess, so to speak, but you don't see it a lot. And if you pay $20, you probably paid too much. You might find it just under 20 bucks. But I'll tell you what, it's not too common. Now, apparently, this is the number one selling brandy in England, in the United Kingdom, not just England, maybe England, Wales, and Scotland and Northern Ireland. I don't know. They're kind of like a separate little idiosyncratic area. But you probably find this in every bottle shop in England. But here, you would probably find it in almost no bottle shops. Okay, but it's not sold in my town. I know that much. So I'm going to show you a screen share in a minute, and you're going to notice that it's the same exact brandy in England, but they use a different name. They don't call it Raynal. They call it Three Barrels. And in fact, the label shows the three barrels, 1814, okay? During the days of the Bourbon Restoration, King Louis the 18th. All right. Presidente, introduced in 1973 by Pedro Domecq into Mexico, started a new distillery, or who knows, they might have bought a distillery from somebody, but they started making this. And I'm telling you what, this stuff tastes identical to the Pedro Domecq brandy from Spain. I'm not even making a joke about that. I tried the Fundador, the Solera brandy from Spain, and I could not tell them apart, and I just called it a draw. I didn't even try to attempt to guess because I could not tell them apart. They taste identical. And it says Casa Pedro Domecq, house, the Pedro Domecq house, brandy house. There's the Pedro Domecq symbol there embossed on the glass bottle. This is the new label from 2024. Most of the liquor stores you go to going to still have the old label. It's not that different from this one, but it is different. So neither one of these should be over $20. Like I say, if you're paying 20, that's the top. If you're paying over 20, something's wrong. That could change in a year or two with the JB inflation going on. That's a metal cap. Had trouble getting it off this morning. And this is a metal aluminum cap. This doesn't use a VS, VSOP, or XO designation. It's just called Solera method, which is different because they stack 10 barrels high, and they, whoops, make sure I got the right tags, and they start in a slow process. Okay, it'll take at least 10 years to do it. So what? That should be enough. Put that over here. So you take unaged brandy, right? You take it and you put it in a barrel, a cask, as they call it in Europe. It's on the ground level. These wooden racks. Then you got a second barrel they position above it, and a third, and a fourth, at an angle, like on a ramp, like, you know, at an angle. At an angle. And they go up to number 10. They could use more if they wanted, I guess. So the first barrel, you pour unaged brandy in it. It's clear. You let it set a year. Next year, you pour brandy in the barrel above it. But you take some of that and you dump it in the barrel below. So now you got a year old and a brand new. And then the next year, you do the same. And every time you do it, you're taking some from the second and putting it in the first, and from the third into the second, and from the fourth into the third. from the 5th into the 4th. And eventually the bottom barrel has brandy that's 10 years old up to 1 year old. Well, it couldn't be 1 year old. 10 years. What am I saying? Didn't I take math? 10 years old or older. Okay. And so you don't know the age because it's a range. So they don't put an age. That's how sherry is produced. Generally, not totally, but they take sherry. That's why you never see an age statement on sherry wine, because, or you don't see a vintage. You might see a bottling date. They bottle it this year, but the sherry wines are dumped 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 year. And they just keep, so you might theoretically have a bottle of sherry that has wine that's 10, 20 years old mixed in with some that's 20-year-old mixed with 10-year-old. And this Presidente might have 10, I'm assuming they got 10 barrels, and I might only do 5, I don't know, but 10, and it could be some 50 years old that's been sitting in there. All right, you get the point. But the VSOP is straightforward. It's 4 to 6 years. And it's a blend. They take different barrels. This one's 4 years old, that one's 5 years old, that one's 6 years old. They blend them together to get the right flavor and everything, but right body consistency and so forth. And you can see they're both pretty dark amber. Are they adding coloring? It's possible. I'm saying it's possible. Hello, Gabe. Gabe's watching from Arizona. It's possible because brandy is allowed to have coloring and flavoring added, according to the law of the United States, U.S. regulation. I don't know what the regulations are for France or Mexico. They may not allow coloring to be added, although they probably do. But like I say, I haven't read their regulations, so I really couldn't comment on that. Do a screen share here. Oh, so on the back of the bottle, it says, Raynal French brandy is owned by a small company with a long-standing family heritage based in the town of Cognac, southwest France. Okay, so they're based in Cognac, but they don't sell it as Cognac because I think they're bringing grapes in from outside of Cognac. Carefully handcrafted and aged in French oak barrels, Raynal VSOP is elegant and rich with an exceptional smooth and velvety taste. Okay, imported by William Grant and Sons. They're under the control of William Grant these days, as far as distribution and all of that. It looks like this was bottled. No, I'm not even going to try to guess. That's too complicated. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so it's a small family-owned company, they say on the bottle, but they're small. They don't have enough money really to distribute and advertise and promote. So they in collaboration with William Grant. So if you look on the William Grant and Sons website, it's listed as one of their brands. A brand that they may not technically own, but they may as well own it because they control it. And they do that with a lot of other products. A lot of products. If you look at the Pabst Brewing Company website, they list Jack Daniel's country cocktails, those flavored malt beverages, flavored beers, as one of their products. Well, everybody knows Pabst does not own Jack Daniel's, right? There's no way. They don't own Brown-Forman, but they're in a collaboration with them to control that brand. See, they got to list. They also have Dragon's Milk listed as one of their brands. Dragon's Milk, those expensive stouts. From my knowledge, Dragon's Milk is still owned independently, but maybe they did come under the control of Pabst. But I haven't seen any news about that, but that wouldn't totally shock me. But you can check me on that. Just look at PabstBrewingCompany.com. Look at their portfolio. It's going to show Dragon's Milk right there in front of you. It's going to show Jack Daniel's Tennessee country cocktails. Now, but these companies are constantly collaborating, uniting and disuniting. Okay, Britain's favorite. Now, type in the website they give you on the bottle for Raynal, the American bottle. If you type in the website, it's going to route you to this. Britain's favorite French brandy. Try our signature cocktails. 3 barrels on social. Now, see, it's the same label. It's that olive green with the cream, and it's the VSOP, rare old French brandy. It's got the 5 stars, which is a 5-star brandy. VSOP is 5-star. In England, they call it 5-star. If it's a VS, they call it 3-star. I don't know. That's just what they do. There's got to be a reason. And they're saying Raynal SC, Raynal and Company. Okay. Okay. Then they got some social media updates. And the website doesn't seem to be working too well. Okay, our quality. You should find hints of almond and walnut finish of candied fruits and ginger. No wonder it's Britain's favorite French brandy. Mm-hmm. Then you show the fields in France. Then they got a locator tool, cocktails, give us a bell. Guess that's push for contact us. Oh my goodness. All right, so they don't have too much on that website that's worthwhile. Okay. Imperador, they just list their brands. Dalmore whiskey, I've heard of that. I've seen it. Fettercairn, I don't think I've seen Fettercairn, but Jura, I got a bottle of that. Not the 18-year, I wish I did. Tamnavolan, I'm not familiar with that, but it's a popular one, I think. Wit and McKay, blended scotch, I've seen it, don't have it. Then they got Imperador brandy, light brandy. Fundador, I got a bottle of that. Terry, I've seen it. Presidente, I'm showing it right now. Don Pedro, not familiar with it. Azteca de Oro, and then there's other things. So, I mean, it goes on and on, you know. It goes on and on. Maxwell in Russia. Hello. Hello to you, Maxwell, in the Russian Federation. He's probably getting up ready for work now. Okay. So, didn't drink a lot of liquor today. Did the little taste challenge this morning. Did the Stout Sunday. Well, I was on 8%, 12 ounce. And yeah, it wasn't too much imbibing today. Really, it was just relaxing and watching old video. I watched a basketball game, college. The Lady Tigers from Louisiana State University took care of business with Kentucky. And then I was watching old news videos. You know, those old news reels. They used to have the movie theater, which before my time, but they would show the news at the movies. But they had an old newsreel about when Ireland became a republic 75 years ago next month. It'll be next month, 75 years, when they had their own president, and then they said they're leaving the British Commonwealth, and they're not going to have any more legal connections to the king, so that the King of England was no longer legally connected to Ireland, only Northern Ireland, but that's another story for another day. All right, not my problem, just something. I used to teach history, so I like to read about it, but I don't get involved in it. I just read about it. It's kind of like Palestine and Israel. People are trying to get me to get involved. I say, look, I don't have a horse in a race, okay? And it's grapey. I don't know about all those elaborate flavor notes and aroma notes they got on the website, but I never know about that. They never seem to. He was screaming and hollering 20 minutes ago about, why are you so mean, telling his parents, why are you so mean? Why are you so mean? Crying and throwing a fit. You know how 5-year-olds are, meaning they didn't give in to his immediate demand, so he threw a fit. I know we all did that as children, because you're a child. Your mind is not developed. You don't know how to act. You only been around 5 years. How do you know? Some people at 35 don't know how to act. I'm 55. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to. I try to act all right. Sometimes I do. Okay. No, I mean. Now, my clue tonight, this afternoon, it's becoming night to me. So my clue is that the Presidente is going to be more leafy, tannic, and maybe bitter. Like, look it up. Now, Raynal, I don't remember how it tastes. Maybe it'll have that caramel flavor like the San Remy XO had. And I got so confused. I thought one was the other, and the other was the one. And my record so far on this challenge series has been poor. One win against Odessa, Ukraine brandy. Three losses. I got it wrong against San Remy. I got it incorrect against Biscuit and Debouché and VS Cognac, and I got it wrong against the Ciroc VS. That's right, Ciroc. And I got a tie. I didn't call it because I couldn't tell Presidente apart from Fundador. They taste the same to me. And I got the suspicion they would have, oh, you're 35, Gabe? Gabe, you are my child. You're young enough to be my child. You can call me daddy from now on. But only in a metaphysical sense, just your alcohol brand daddy. All right. Middle-aged people say the craziest things. Remember that show, Kids Say That? I used to watch Kids Are People too. Remember that show? All right. I think it was on ABC. Sound like an ABC type show. Okay, so they don't really smell alike. This one is not too aromatic, but there's like a brandy back note, meaning grapes, and this one has that leafy vegetative thing. Ooh, maybe a little turned vegetable, which turned fruit. I'm sorry, which is making me think it's Presidente. But let's go with the taste. Here we go now. Like I said, price point, maybe $3 or $4 difference, not anything profound. But I did buy this for $12.99. That was a discount price. This one I paid $17.99, and that was the regular price. Maybe it was $18.99. Then another store had it for $1 less later, and I was aggravated. There's a little leafiness here, a little bit. There's the golden raisins, which brandy usually has. It's more golden raisin than the purple raisins. There's a little sugar cream. These liquors always taste sugary to me, like sugar water. Whiskey to me tastes like sugar water. Maybe you think I'm crazy, you know. Yeah, your child 55 is my mom's age also. Oh, your mother's 55. Well, you know what? You can't stop time. So there's no use dwelling on it because one day it's going to be over and quick. So you better, and that's why people should examine, me included. You know, what am I doing? Where do I want to be when this is over? Because it will be over. Okay. And you will be somewhere. And it may not be where you want to be. Okay. May not be where I want to be. Now Jeff Lyons, he used to do beer reviews. He said but he had to give up alcohol for medical reasons. He said he never liked brandy. And I said, I can see how it would turn off certain people, because that grapiness, it's like a grape puree, like if you got in a jar at the grocery store, or raisin puree. It might bother people, but I don't mind it. I could take it or leave it. If I never had brandy again the rest of my life, I wouldn't care. But I don't mind it. I like it. It's different. Some people, that's all they drink. Just drink brandy. That's not too many people though. Brandy is kind of a small segment of the liquor market. 100 years ago, it was the main section. Just shows you how things changed. It went from the lead to the follow. It was the lead product, and now it's there, obviously, in play. Every liquor store has a brandy section, as we all know, but it's usually much smaller than the bourbon, for instance. This is smooth, pleasant, easygoing, finishes semi-sweet. There's no off-putting aromas and flavors. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it. I'd recommend it. Now, they don't call it cognac, most likely because they're bringing in grapes from outside of the region. And cognac has these like real strict rules, And I guess the company is like, well, we're not really interested in following those rules, and our product is price pointed at a lower end, so $17, and that's shipping it. $17 to $20. That's shipping it from France. It's not expensive. Now, did they make expensive expressions? Probably, but it's probably low volume, and you're probably never going to see it in the United States. You might see it in France, here or there, probably 20 miles from the place, close to the distillery, and maybe in England at some specialty shops, but otherwise, nah. You're just going to see the Raynal, the VSOP, I think. Jean-Pierre says, hey, Jay. Oh, let y'all know, I think you can edit these comments now. I used to get so frustrated, like you couldn't edit them. Like you'd make a typographical error, and then people are like, what's wrong with you? You can't spell? It's like, man, I typed it wrong, okay? Give me a break. But now you can correct it so they can't get you on that. All right, hello, Jean. So this is Raynal. Jean's not a fan of brandy either, or cognac. So Jeff Lyons and Jean-Pierre Henderson Pierre, they're not too much on it. But, it's not for everybody. I can understand that. But if you were going to try brandy, this would be a good place to start, really, honestly. Raynal is smooth, easygoing, mellow, mild. Watching CBS 50th anniversary special from 1978. Really? And it's nice, It's some of these brandies, man, you start, they'll be kind of edgy, they just make you grit your teeth. They're kind of sharp, but that's why they're $9, I've got it now. I know I'm going to be 2, 3, and 1 after this. This is the Presidente. Once I get the taste for it, then I think I'm going to get it right every time. Unfortunately, I don't have too many left. That's why I got that rum coming up. But this one is very leafy. Now, you might find this off-putting because it's very plant-y, like a plant, like a vegetable leaf. But in this case, grape leaves, which is a fruit. But you know what I'm saying? A vine. It's very leafy. So that might turn you off, like this leaf thing. Is it grape skins? That could be it, like a bitterness from the grape skin. It's leafy. I can see why their focus is cocktails. They're like, Presidente brandy is really good. Now, here's all the cocktails you can make because they're trying to get you off the tasting it neat, maybe. You should do. What does that mean, Gabriel? You should do. Yeah, I should do things. And in fact, I am going to. Okay. For instance, brush my teeth later. I always brush my teeth morning and night. Everybody should. Don't go to the dentist. Don't have problems. Thank God. That's a blessing, I guess. I drink a lot of milk. A $10 bottle versus a $100 bottle. Oh, yeah, right. You'll be 55 waiting on that. Okay. So do these taste alike? Answer, not really. They taste alike in the sense of their brandy, grape, whiskey. But brandy is basically whiskey made from grapes, so they're going to have some common flavor, you know. But otherwise, nah. The Raynal is a lot nicer. It's smoother, it's sweeter. Now it tastes like they might be adding some sugar or vanilla to it. I don't guess they're allowed to do that, but if they were from the United States, they could, because they can do it here. I would buy it. I did buy it, but you know what I'm saying. Theoretically, I would buy it again. It's good, and I got most of the. Yeah, I still got most of the bottle left. I don't know anything about this family. They're kind of shadowy. They don't really talk about their company, their family. They just say we're family owned. We make it. They're in collaboration with William Grant, another family owned company. Maybe they married. Maybe their daughter married their son. I don't know. But I'm sure that's probably not it. But yeah, it's. I can see why it's the number one brandy in England. The number one French brandy in England. I don't know if they make English brandy, but they might, because it's smooth, mellow, mild, a little sweet. It would go well in cocktails like a sidecar or a brandy old fashioned or a brandy Alexander. You know, brandy cocktail, which I never drink. Is $50 expensive for a bottle? No, it's not expensive. What's my limit? I don't have a limit. I don't have a limit. I bought the Johnny Walker Blue Label. I just find all these deals, so I'll keep buying the deals. You know what I'm saying? When a guy approaches me last Monday, it'll be a week ago tomorrow. He says, "Hey, I found a bottle of Evan Williams for $9. You want it?" Well, of course I want it. 1783, not regular Evan Williams, not the regular Evan Williams. I got to pay $9.98 for the green label. No, 1783. Evan Williams, 1783. He said, "I'll pick you up a bottle." I said, "I'll pay you." And then he calls me on the phone. He said they sold out. I knew they were going to sell out. If Walmart does a sale like that, it's gone in an hour, you know. He says, "Oh, but you can have my bottle. I'll sell it," because I gave him $10. I said, "No, just keep the bottle. Like, give me my $10 back. I don't want to take your opportunity, you know." "Oh no, I ain't sweating, drinking that, you know." But I'm going to tell him when I see him again. I'm going to say, "You can come to my house and try it. You know where I live." He came to my neighborhood and brought it to me. He was at work. He drives around at work. So, but that was a great deal. $9 for Evan Williams 1783 full size bottle. And then I come to find out it's a warehouse pick. It's not a barrel pick. It's a warehouse pick. Is it going to taste much different from the standard version? I seriously doubt it. They usually don't really, but it's a thing, you know, to get people to buy stuff. Store pick, you know, pay extra, get pretty much the same thing. Okay, but that's fine, you know. This one here, I mean, Burley Sullivan says, I mean, it's good. I like it. It's a little different, and you might find that leafiness offensive. I don't really, but I might have a high tolerance for unusual flavors, as evidenced by some of the stuff I review, you know. But I like it, and I'm definitely glad I bought it, and I would theoretically buy it again. I never buy these again because I'm always going, like, you know, try new brands. But yeah, if you ask me the question, should I try Presidente brandy from Mexico? My answer would be definitely. Should I try Raynal from France? Definitely. Try them both. They're different. You're not going to pay too much. You're going to pay less than $40 for 2 full bottles. So hey, what have you lost? Not much. Okay. Assuming you're balancing your budget and taking care of your finances, which people should do. I do it. You can do it. I got it right. I knew it. So now I've got 2 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. Not good, but we're going to get better. 2, 3, and 1. And I think he's crying again. He's spoiled, you know. I think after the next one, it'll be 3, 3, and 1. And then it'll increase. I'll have a winning record at the end. Okay. Hey, Ron, do you shun drinking at bars and restaurants due to the things being overpriced? That's the main reason. And secondly, it's dangerous because you got to drive home. And I usually don't really pair anything with food. I'm serious. Like I do those beer videos where I'm doing it with the ramen noodles, and that's fun to do. But honestly, when I'm eating, I'll pour a little bit of that wine, like the Aldi wine, like I mean, little bit, like 2 ounces, and I'll eat the food with the wine, and then I'll just pour water. I'm not really into liquor and food pairing. I'm just not. I'm telling you the truth. That's the honest truth. But they are extremely overpriced, and it's not a good value. You can often get a full bottle at the supermarket for the same price as one drink at a restaurant. Exactly. I'm not going to pay the same price for a bottle of Jack Daniels at a bar that I can pay. Well, it's not going to be that much, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pay for that. I'm not paying $9 for an old fashioned. And believe me, if you don't say what it is, you just say, give me an old fashioned. Okay, they'll make an old fashioned. I go to bars sometimes eating food, you have the bar and grill, you can eat the food at the bar. And I'm looking, they say, give me a brandy old fashioned. I mean, an old fashioned, they're going to use whiskey. All right. Oh, give me an old fashioned. Okay, I'm watching. Oh, look. I don't say a word, I'm just looking. Oh, whoa, what do you know? Beams 8-star. I can buy an entire handle of that for $11.99. Oh, they're paying $9 for that. Oh, that's great. That's a great deal. I went to the seafood restaurant. We want Bloody Marys. We want Bloody Marys. Fine, they make Bloody Marys. And the lady says, oh, it's so good. Now, this is her words from Mississippi, Oxford, Mississippi. Oh, so good. And I'm thinking, I wonder if you'd say that if you knew it was Crown Russ. I'm not stupid. I'm sitting there eating the seafood platter. I'm looking. Crown Russ Premium. What? I say, look at this here. Like one of the cheapest Sazerac Buffalo Trace vodka products you can get. Crown Russ Premium. And they charge it. And those people are ringing it up on the Visa Gold. Oh, I'm sorry, MasterCard Platinum. And they paying $8-9 for an old fashioned. For Bloody Mary at 11 in the morning. And they're using Crown Russ. Now that company that restaurant is making really nearly pure profit, because what did they pay on the wholesale market for Crown Russ a liter? Very little. And then they got all the tomato juice and all. But I said, oh well, they enjoying it, so let them have fun. But I'm not doing it. So the answer is yeah, I'm not doing it, KS. But I'm just watching and I'm smiling to myself like, And these same people though would never, ever order Crown Russ if they knew. You know what I'm saying? They would never drink it. They would never buy it at a store. They would never order it at a restaurant. And they would never be associated with it. But there they are drinking it. Because they're going to the Sugar Bowl. They're going to the Sugar Bowl. So they got out the Tahoe. All right. Tax season. Yes, sir, says Wesley. Okay. Getting there. Cheers, Isle of Fire. Exactly. 100% agree with you, KS. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just not my scene. You can do what you want to do. Everybody can do what they want to do. But to go out to a bar and restaurant and pay $5 for a bottle of Budweiser, I'm not doing it. You can do it. You have fun doing it. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I am not. And I'm not picking on Budweiser. I'm not paying $5 for Coors. I'm not paying. And they'll pay $5 for Bud Light. You say, no, it's only $4.75. Oh, well, okay. That's great. That's a great deal. All right. So that's it. It's over. I guess I'll go watch basketball. If you want me to do another taste challenge in 10 minutes, I'll do it. If not, that is why I never buy mixed drinks at a bar, says William. Oh, it's a great deal for the bar now. You got to admit, the bar is just cleaning house on that. For you, now, if you think Beams 8 Star or McCormick whiskey or doggone Taka vodka or Crown Rust and a mixed drink is a good deal, you buy it. Go ahead, pay for it. Wesley says, take care. You too. So that's it. I'm out of here unless you want me to do another brandy taste challenge. If not, we shutting it down and we out of here. So if I don't hear anything, I'm going watch the ball game. So Daryl says one more. You little rascal, you little rat. Or 60. What is he saying? $16 Bud Light when you see a sports game. Oh yeah. Well, I never drink liquor when I go to a game or beer, wine, liquor at a sporting event. Are you out of your mind? This was 10 years ago. Can you imagine today? 10 years ago, went to Busch Stadium, the third Busch Stadium, not the first two, but the current Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. And I said, oh, look, I told the two people I was with, I said, look at the deal tonight. Busch beer in a pint can for only $9. I'm looking at a can of Busch right there. Busch beer in a pint can for $9. I said, who would buy that? I could buy a whole 6-pack for $5.99. And I'm going to pay $9 because I'm seeing the Cardinals play the Cubs. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't get over it. I got to pay $8 for a piece of chocolate cake. And I got to pay $9 for a can of Busch beer. I don't think so. Now, Tulane University, they have a good deal. Now, they did the last 2 years. Now, I got to give it to Tulane University, Division I, they're on ESPN all the time, sometimes even on ABC. But when I went to their games the last 2 years in New Orleans, they had beers for $3. 12-ounce cans, $3. $3. They had Miller High Life or Pabst Blue Ribbon. You could take your choice, Pabst Blue Ribbon or Miller High Life for $3. Now, that's not bad this day and age. Then this past year, 2023, they had Montucky Cold Snacks for $3. Montucky Cold Snacks, which is a craft beer, they call it. Montucky Cold Snacks for $3. And I did get that, and I liked it. And I didn't have my camera with me. I didn't video anything, but that was good. My friend Dave was like, it's not that good. I was like, well, to me, it's good. I said, to me, it's good. He said he didn't like it that much, but yeah, the $3 beers at Twin Peaks. I've never been there. Laughing out loud, what a ripoff. Oh, yeah. So Tulane, y'all keep selling those $3 beers, which is still technically not a good deal because you can get a whole 30-pack of Miller High Life for $19.99. But you're not at the game either. All right, that's it. See y'all later. Bye-bye, and I'll be back in a few minutes.